Welcome to Kicking It with FC Woodhaven. I'm Anthony Takoko, and tonight I'm joined by Girls U8 assistant coach, Giovanna. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
All right. How does it feel to be a player and now an assistant coach?
It feels actually really good to see how I both as I was as a player. I never understand the coaches as much and the drills.
Yeah, I actually started that team.
Yes, you actually
with
did.
you. That was
You were my first coach.
That was a rough bunch.
Yes, it was. But like I said, I didn't really understand the drills that you did or how you want us to improve in the games and how the scoring was. And now I see it as a coach and understand the difference of it.
Yeah, I mean everything is definitely we're a lot more structured now.
Yeah, wow.
And Coach JP has really helped you in trying to mold you.
Yeah, he helped me a lot.
To an assistant.
He helped me a lot. He gave me a lot of ideas for drills, how to make the practice run smoothly, transition into it, and to make the drills how you start from a basic thing and you evolve into something else with it.
That's good. Well, it's glad that you're here for our second episode. I want to spend a few minutes on New York City FC. This past Sunday, they had the home opener at Yankee Stadium, and you've been to Yankee Stadium a lot of times, but you've been there for Yankee games.
Yeah, baseball.
I mean, I have to say the experience this Sunday was just electric. I mean, over 43,000 fans there. I was so happy, to share it with my family and especially the Woodhaven family. I mean, we had so many people that represented Woodhaven and went out to support New York City FC. But to see that stadium filled, 43,000 people, and seeing that they set a record with retail sales. I mean, the retail stores were completely packed, and it was just great to see the support for New York City FC. So I definitely, we have season tickets. We want to get everybody involved, which we're also doing a New York City FC ticket raffle. And this raffle that we're doing now is for the game against the New York Red Bulls, which is going to be Sunday, June 28th. And what we're doing with this raffle is there's going to be 3 prizes. First prize is going to be 6 tickets. Second prize, 5 tickets. Third prize, 4 tickets. And as everyone knows, you can buy a ticket, one raffle ticket for $5, 3 tickets for $10. And to add even more special, we, through our youth partnership with New York City FC, we have an on-field experience where 11 travel players can go onto the field and escort the players before the start of the match. And we picked to do it during the Red Bull game. And, it was very tough for me to decide which 11 players. And I've been racking my brain on how we're going to do it. And I left the field today, and it was brought to my attention that, listen, why don't you do a lottery? So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the travel players, all their names. We're going to put it in the bucket, and we're going to pick 11 players. This way, it's done fair. First 11 players will get to, go on field and escort the players onto the field for that game. So that should be exciting. This way, take all the politics out of it.
Exactly.
And let the bucket and, just pick it. So not only are we going to do the raffle on our show on April 29th, so we'll pick the winners for the raffle for the 3 sets of tickets. We'll also pick the players that will go on to experience that on-field experience. So it's been a long 2 weeks from our first episode. Last week we didn't do the show, but now we're back. We're going to continue doing it every single week, Wednesdays, 7:30. And the last 2 weeks has been, the weather's been unbelievable. Luckily, our teams are back outside. But before we went outside, we had the St. John's tournament. And unfortunately, your team, the girls, there wasn't enough teams, so the girls were not able to participate. But our teams, listen, the U7s and the U9s struggled a bit. It was early in the morning. It was cold that morning, and they did struggle. But our U10s played 4 games, won all 4 games, and they were able to win their bracket, which was very nice. It was great to see. It was, as I had spoken to Coach JP during our first episode, it was good to incorporate the new players into that tournament. And we now can see what those new players bring to the team. Our girls U11, they won the first 2 games. That last game, they had a 2-0 lead, but they fell short, lost the last game. But again, they went 2-1. The Coach JP's team, U13s, we actually made 2 teams, and they competed, but they definitely need some work, and we're definitely going to work on that during training. This past weekend, our boys U10 team was in the New York Cup. It was a playing game against Manhasset, and that was on Saturday morning. And it was raining, pouring. There was mud in front of the container, but it was exciting. It was definitely it came down to the wire. I mean, they lost 2-1 in the second overtime, but we went in there with 10 players because obviously the new players weren't eligible for the New York Cup. But they gave everything they had. It was a great game, especially under those conditions. That even the Manhasset team. I mean, it was good to see both teams compete. Very close game. They had to be a winner, and we did fall short. But great job to Manhasset because they came out with the win. And like I said, with the outdoor training, the girls are outside now.
Yeah.
Yesterday that wind felt like it was 30 miles an hour. Blowing all over the place.
The soccer balls just going everywhere.
Yeah, and the girls were supposed to have their first game this week, but a lot of clubs are in the same boat with fields being unplayable. Luckily, we have a turf field, so our fields are good. And you want to grab some water?
Yeah.
But it's definitely, with the schedule being pushed back, it's good and it's bad in a way, but it's definitely good that our teams are getting the extra training. Our field is good. You okay?
Yeah.
Our field is playable. We're ready to go. And I just left the field before. Again,
all
today,
the snow is off now.
All the snow is off of it. And
Why is it ticks on
it's cold today.
It's freezing out.
Yeah. But, right now we got Coach JP's out there and Coach Ricky's out there with the U9s and the U13s. But again, we got to keep the teams going. And
yeah, like soccer is an all-weather sport. They have to get used to playing in the cold, not only in the warm.
Right. And again, we try to tell the kids that definitely when it's cold, put the hats and the gloves on. But some of those kids, they just left the field and they don't want to put a hat on. They don't want to put gloves on.
I remember I played in the snow. There was snow on the field, and we had to dig out the lines.
Yeah.
And the rest of proof is so we played.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as that ball bounces. But I do remember that game. Yeah. That game was it was actually
pretty good.
It was a little icy though.
It was.
It was a little icy. It was a little bit dangerous. But again, you girls were 15, 16 years old at the time.
So we're old enough to.
So it was. We definitely were able to play. So let's talk a little bit about the developmental league, because you started with the developmental league as far as coaching.
Yeah.
And being with the young kids is good, because for me, I love putting coaches there that I know the parents feel comfortable with you. And you do a great job is making these players feel comfortable, and the parents love that.
Thank you.
How do you feel though with the developmental league? I mean, you must enjoy.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love even with the little ones. Like the youngest I had was a 2-year-old, and it's actually really cute when they play. Because, I don't know, they don't really know much, and you kind of mold them to what they want to be, rather than having an 8-year-old who just knows what they know already.
Right.
And it's just, adorable to see them just play, and then, they literally have fun. They enjoy the actual game. They don't see, the whole winning and losing. They actually have fun playing, enjoy the sport as a whole.
And again, it's great that we went to the twice a week where they get their practice in on Mondays. And then they have their games on Saturday. And like I've always said, it's not just about them showing up, kicking the ball around.
Yeah, no, it's not. And they actually do learn something. Because I remember, I see it from my last season, especially with a couple of my players, that the first time they didn't know what a soccer ball was, and then next thing you know, they're going in and out of players with the ball. And like I said, it's good with the practices, because we had it only on Saturdays. It was hard to focus on the practice and go right into the games.
Yeah.
So at least we're focusing only on the games, and then practice I'm only focusing on the skill.
Right. And you do actually, last season you did 5-year-olds. You then did, I think,
10-year-olds.
10-year-olds, and then you did the 13 and 14, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
So you get to see the different ages, the different levels. But again, I think now being with Coach JP, you've evolved more, and it just makes you that much better for the developmental league. Because again, yes, it's a developmental league, but we want as many players as possible moving on to travel.
Like they're developmentally now, but they're going to be soon be travel players. You're making them into travel players. You're not just helping them not to stay there the whole time.
Right. Yeah, and that's what we try to do. With the training, where each day is definitely each week. Different curriculum where we're trying to get these players ready. I tell parents all the time that whether your child wants to be travel or is not going to be travel, our training stays the same.
Yeah.
We're not going to train a child differently because we know parents don't want travel.
No, exactly. No, it doesn't matter.
We have to get them to develop, and the reason why we switched the name from intramural to developmental league, because again, it's developmental, and we want them to give them every opportunity to move on to travel. Which again, and that's why we talked about the weather. I mean, we did the skills clinic. Well, actually, we haven't done the skills clinic yet. We have to keep pushing it back because this weather won't cooperate. And now we're pretty much trying to jam it in these next 2 weeks. We have Saturday and Sunday this week, Saturday and Sunday next week. We extended the days. But that's what we try to do. We're trying to get these kids ready for the spring developmental league. Regardless that we know it's not a travel league, but it's a developmental league. And we know a lot of these players all winter long haven't been able to get outside. So it's great to get them doing the skills clinic. So we know it's been an inconvenience, keep changing it, and because of the weather.
Yeah, no.
But finally this Saturday, I know we're expecting snow on Friday, but the skills clinic is going to go on regardless. It's going to be 50 degrees. So whatever snow we do get on Friday will be gone on Saturday.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain also that night, so it should just wash off.
Yeah, and then with the weather, with the game changes, I mean, I've changed so many travel games. I mean, the girls, like you said, were supposed to have their first game Saturday.
Yeah.
That got moved. Now we're hearing their following game might get moved. So a lot of clubs are dealing with issues with fields not being ready, and also their teams haven't been able to get out and practice. And you know what? We want everybody on the same playing field.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's definitely good to move the games, get them ready to go. But it's become a scheduling nightmare as far as changing games and just trying to squeeze these games in. And this weekend, we do have, though, our boys U13 is going to play their state cup game against South Huntington. We are definitely looking forward to that because this is a team that we're really trying to push. And so this weekend, we have the U13s that are going to play South Huntington, state cup game. So we definitely want them to do well. I know Coach JP is very excited about it, getting his team there. Like I said, Coach JP is out there right now training. We also have this weekend, the U11s open up this weekend. They play against Saba on Sunday. The U9 team, which is my son's team, their schedule has been changed so many times. We were luckily able to get a scrimmage game in on Saturday. We reached out to a team in their league, New York Intermex, so they're going to play a scrimmage game on Saturday. And then we're trying to get another scrimmage game on Sunday. But the scheduling has been a disaster, and it's difficult when you tell parents, oh, there's been a schedule change here. And, parents like to get their schedules, plan everything out, but sometimes it's out of our control, and there's nothing we can do about that. But, we'll definitely get the season going. Hopefully, again, once we get into April, we'll be in full force, ready to go. Already I put out there, last year we did our spring break camp, and it was great. Again, get the travel kids out there, also the developmental league kids. But once again, we're doing a spring break camp. We put that out there yesterday. We're doing April 6th to April 9th. We're doing 4 days, 9 to 12. It's $100. And that'll at least, keep them going, because then we have the break with Easter.
Yeah.
Where there's no games. So we have to keep them going. And, you're going to work the spring break camp. You worked, let's talk a little bit about the President's Week camp, because our President's Week camp was amazing. I mean, it was very structured, pretty much ran the same way we run our summer camp.
Yes.
And you did a few days at the President's Week camp. And I think you could see the players. And again, a lot of these players you've now known 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Some of these players you've even had in the developmental league.
Yeah.
So how do you feel when you start seeing these players at these camps and players that you've coached in the developmental league?
Yeah, like it actually feels really good to see them improve as a soccer player. Like it feels amazing just to know they actually listen to you. And like with the President's Week camp, we had stations. So with the stations, we had like the dribbling. We focused on like passing and like ball control, and then like game and stuff like that. We focus on that. It's easier than having one coach sitting there for 3 hours trying to think of something new. So then it's constantly they're moving and the kids are learning multiple skills in a day, and they're not the same person. They feel more active.
Yeah, the rotations are great.
Yeah.
Because again, what we do at our camps, everything is structured.
Yeah.
We have different themes. And when you can separate the coaches and let them do different drills,
yeah,
it makes it exciting for the kids. And they get to go from station to station to station. Keeps the kids active, keeps the coaches involved because you're getting a new bunch every 15 to 18 minutes. But like I said, it's definitely, seeing the kids from the developmental league make it onto travel. For me, it's what it's about. And I know I touched on it a couple weeks ago, but I really get so much satisfaction on that.
Like I know I had Anthony Pepe on my team, on Team Fire, Chris Vasquez, both of them.
Yeah, they were years ago.
Yeah, they were on my Team Fire, developmental league.
Right.
Yeah, now look at them now. They're on the travel team and stuff. Like it's nice seeing just watching kids.
Again, I keep telling parents all the time, the developmental league is the foundation of the club. With the numbers that we have there, I always say it's not about just taking players and taking players and taking players. We open up registration, even now with the spring developmental league. I mean, we have a waiting list. And again, it's not just about, all right, let's put 12 players on the team. Let's put 13 players on the team.
Yeah.
No, we set the numbers out so we know how much they can get out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I was a developmental team player when I was younger.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. You've been, you came here when you were, what, 12 years old?
Yeah, 12 years old. Different, it was totally different then.
Well, touch on that, how it was when you were 12.
It wasn't as structured as we were today. We didn't really have the teams or like the shirts. It was just basically you come there on Saturday and you just be with the same people and you just play a scrimmage. It wasn't really, you didn't keep score. It wasn't as structured as it was today that like made them, But yeah, I've been here for 8 years with the club.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen a lot of players go, a lot of players come.
Yeah.
And and that's what's important to me as far as players get older.
Yeah.
All right. And you see that when you guys get older, I want to keep this as a home for you guys.
Yeah.
And that's why I put you with the head coaches to mold you. And again, this becomes a part-time job, but you're learning something.
Yeah.
And you don't know how far this can take you. Now I know you're in college now. What tell everyone what you're going for. Let them know, Coach Devana.
I'm in school for business management. I'm a major in management and minor in human resources. So actually coaching actually helps me out with like delegating tasks. Like as a manager, you can delegate tasks and learn how to have a team, to be a team leader. And also as a coach, I feel like that helps with my skills even in the outside world, being a manager, because like you need to be a team leader. And obviously as a coach, you are a team leader for your team. When you're coaching them, you have to make sure these kids look up to you and know what you're trying to say when you have the drills. So it actually helps me out getting out there. But yeah, I'm in school for management. So.
Are you going to
Hofstra?
Hofstra?
I go to Hofstra University.
You started out in
Nassau.
Yeah. Now at Hofstra. And like I said, it's something I've always said it. We want everyone to remain here, have a home. Destiny played here.
Yeah.
Destiny coaches here. Nikki played here. Nikki coaches here.
Yeah.
And it's very important. That's why I tell the older players that, listen, do the right thing. And this can become a part-time job. Because especially when you have 17, 18-year-olds that are now trying to teach 5 and 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
And again, listen, 5 and 6-year-olds can be tough.
Oh, yeah, it's really hard.
But again, we're not just throwing them out there.
No.
But again, we want everyone to feel comfortable, and we want to, Coach JP touched on a couple weeks ago how we're a family.
Yeah.
and it's very important that we keep everyone close and keep everyone involved. And I've always said it, even players that have left, they will always have a home here.
Yeah.
You know, and you see that with our summer camp, where actually, and Catherine's another one. Catherine played here, and Catherine.
So with Angie.
Angie also, yeah. We have a ton of you girls that came from that.
Wildcats.
Well, why don't you? Let's talk a little bit about the Wildcats, because you are here today.
Yeah.
So I'll let you have the floor. What we all know, yes, I coached that team.
Yeah.
How was it? Be completely honest.
I actually liked you as a coach. But yeah, I actually liked playing for the Wildcats. It was interesting, and I love the whole sport. But yeah, it was actually kind of interesting to play in the team here.
I think I've always said it, if you girls were able to start in the developmental league the way it is now, the transition would have been
a lot easier. Cause
easier.
We just started as travel. I know there was some girls in the team didn't even know how didn't touch soccer ball the first time too.
Well, what we were trying to do was at that point we were trying to get enough numbers, and it was basically, listen, you know a girl, she's of age, all right, bring her in.
And like I said, but we obviously improved. We practiced for a while before we actually went to our games. But yeah, it was just right. If we went to the developmental league and then went into travel, what my girls did and the boys did, we probably would have been a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it was difficult for me on a lot of fronts. It was difficult because I was trying to expect a little bit too much, and it just seemed that during training, it was, you guys came in and, it became a social thing.
Yes.
At first. So I was trying to change that. Then it became a little bit of, the cattiness.
Well, we're girls.
Came
That's
in.
What happens. We get social and we get catty at the same time.
But again, it was difficult because we would have the numbers.
Yeah.
And then players not show up at training.
Yeah.
Then we show up to games. We didn't know who was coming. So I was trying to bring that structure. And unfortunately, when we decided to end the team, I did take a lot of heat for it.
Oh, yeah.
But when we only had 7, 8, 9 girls showing up to a game, there was nothing that can
it's unfair for us too, because I know when I played, it was only 8 of us. So we'll play a team that had probably 10 or 11. We were down by those, down by numbers, and it was hard. It was more pressure and more we had to run up and down. We lost, but we lost it'd be 0-0, 1-0. But it was hard for us as to play a team because we're not a full team.
And again, I went into it knowing, okay, I need to start from basics.
Yeah.
But it wasn't progressing as fast as I wanted it. But again, I do believe that if we started out in the developmental league and you guys had that structure, we definitely would have been able to.
We would have been exactly. We'd be able to transition more and then have the structure already, and we probably would have known how how we work as a team and create that bond of the soccer structure.
Right. And again, I don't want to come off that I didn't enjoy it at all, because I did look at all of you as my daughters.
Yeah.
I was very overprotective and everything. But again, it's very difficult when you start a team. I think we started that team, 14, 15, 16 years old. And it's tough to start a team from scratch when majority of them didn't even know what soccer was.
Exactly, yeah.
But again, to see the work that you put in, to see the work Catherine put in, to see the work that Angie put in, and now you're giving back to the younger players. I think you guys understand what we're trying to do, and you see, and you realize, wow, if I would have had that.
Exactly, yeah. Like I said, being a coach and a player, I realized things hey, you know what? If I would have known this when I was playing, I would have actually did less different. That I would have seen that what these drills were actually trying to help me with, not the stuff like that, but how they were affecting into the game more and all that.
We just want to remind everyone that you can get involved in the show. You could tweet us at FC Woodhaven. Answer your questions. You can email us at info@woodhavensoccer.com. So next, I want to talk about. We talked about the Wildcats. We're starting the summer camp registration, and summer camp is what I love about our summer camp This year is the first year that we're doing 6 weeks. Normally, no, when it started out, I did 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Actually, when I first started the camp, I actually did 2 sessions. I did the younger kids 9 to 12, and then I did the older kids 1 to 4. And I realized that it was just way too long of a day for me. Then year 2, we decided to move everything to 9 to 12. And again, to see the summer camp, because you worked the first year, summer camp, I think we had maybe 50 kids.
Yeah, we weren't. I think we are now.
To see where the summer camp has gone is great. And I love getting the new players that's registered for the summer camp and then go into our developmental league. So summer camp registration has opened up. We are doing 6 weeks this year, 9 to 12. It begins July 13th to August 21st. And again, summer camp, I think over the years, what's become a hit. What has become a hit for the summer camp? What is the
Sprinkler time?
Sprinkler time. Sprinkler time has become a hit.
You for the coaches.
Yes. But again, last year we only had one extremely hot day.
It was terrible.
And that's what's good about doing 9 to 12. 9 to 12 by 12 o'clock. Once the sun starts coming out.
Yeah, 12 o'clock usually when it starts getting really bad out.
Right. But again, sprinkler time is they go nuts. As soon as they're asking me at 9:20, is it sprinkler time yet? Is it sprinkler time yet? But again, and that's what's important with the summer camp. As much as there's structure and we put a curriculum in place, we do want the kids to have fun.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun.
And we don't want, we know it's their summer vacation and they're off from school. So we do try to make it as fun as possible. But the summer camp has been a proven success with our players. The more weeks you do, the better the players come. Because again, when you're doing Monday through Friday, 5 days a week,
it's a lot of
and majority of now again, we average about 125 players a week.
Yeah.
For the summer camp, and honestly, over 100 of those players are doing those 6 weeks of camp. So definitely summer camp registration has opened up. So definitely take advantage of that because it definitely fills up fast. And we also have, we're going to have a surprise for the last week of summer camp, which is August 21st. And New York City FC is going to send their car/truck to our last day of camp and bring inflatables and just make it a real fun day for that last day of camp. And just, transition into developmental league of how it has grown. What we're doing this year is we're having orientation, which we're going to do it a week before, March 29th. Give out all the T-shirts, give out player schedules, because it gets the first couple of weeks gets a little hectic and chaotic because we have so many new players that join a developmental league. And not everyone knows the fields and where everything is. So orientation is March 29th. So that should be should ease a little bit for the first couple of weeks in the developmental league. And moving the players over, the younger players to the grass now we're using the second field is definitely going to help out. But it's going to be easier giving out the schedules, giving out the T-shirts. This way that first day,
exactly.
The line is not wrapped around the.
Exactly. And then the kids won't show up like 30 minutes late for the game because the game goes on while they're waiting online.
Yeah, and what we've told the coaches already this year, we're stressing the games are starting on time.
Yeah.
We can't sit here and prolong games and wait for players. There's enough players on the rosters. And again, that's why we're going to give out the schedule. We're going to do that all the week before.
Yeah.
Have the orientation, meet the staff, meet the coaches, and let them know that, listen, if your game starts 8:45 a.m., that you need to be here at least by 8:35.
Yeah.
Be on the field, get the kids warm up, so this way we can get the games going. But with the developmental league, this year we're moving you up to the U6s, which will be good. You're still going to remain with the older teams. And the U6 is a very important age because that is the age where we start our pre-travel teams.
Yes.
and I'm now coaching the boys U6, brand new team that we started, boys U6 Roma. Coach Giuseppe is the assistant coach with me. And again, that team, there's a lot of talent on that team. You know, they're young. They were actually supposed to have training this week, Wednesday and Friday, but the way the temperature is, we decided to hold them off a week. But it just shows the confidence that I'm getting with you as far as now moving you up to the U6. And again, U6 is the age where we start having our tryouts. You know, and our goal this season for the developmental league, I mean, our goals are always stay the same, but the goal this season is we are looking for girls.
Yeah.
We want to start another girls team. I really would like to get towards May, start putting tryouts out there that we want to start a girls U6 team. Because again, we have the U11s, we have the U8s. Now we want to get that third team, you know, with the girls. So it's going to be a lot where I'm going to lean on you as far as, you know, looking for girls. You know, as soon as you see plays, identify them. And we're going to check the numbers and see what they are, but also even on the boys, because again, we have a U6 boys team. There's tryouts in June, so we're going to be looking to add some more players over there. So being with the U6, it's you know, we're going to expect a little bit more focus on the training, and definitely looking for players to grow. So, you know, how's college going? Is it stressful? Because I hear all the college kids where they said, you know, with all the papers and everything that's due.
It's really stressful. Like, I have like a couple papers due next week. I have like a 10-page paper in international business that needs to be done.
Now, how do you juggle as far as working?
Yeah.
And in college? Because you know what? Again, we have a lot of players watching, and even the players that are older who are going into high school, or kids that are going into high school. Because again, what we try to do is we try to explain to the players, you know, you have to juggle.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll give some experiences on.
Actually, it was hard at first, but after a while, I got used to it. Like most of you guys know, I work at Atlantic Diner as well. Besides, I also coach, and most like every day, I'm either on the field or I'm at the diner. And it's actually hard once we get into that flow of like having the structure. Be like, all right, from this time I have to do my homework, and then from this time I'm at the field. Then after that, I do this. So you just have to make sure you just gotta like don't overwhelm with that. Don't think of it being overwhelming yourself. Just think of yourself just having a structure. And like that's also happened with the soccer thing, with the drills and all that stuff. Like having that structure, knowing that like I had to get this done, I had to get that done. And after a while, you just get used to it. I don't even feel it like as much. Just school itself is stressful because the professors make it stressful. But besides that, the whole me coaching and working in school doesn't really
What are you a sophomore?
Junior. Next year I graduate.
Next year you graduate. And what exactly are you looking to do? Because again, no matter what, and we tell the coaches this all the time. I mean, a lot of our coaches, listen, they all have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about soccer coaching, where it doesn't interfere with your 9 to 5.
Yes, it doesn't.
You know, so it's extra money. It's, you know, you're learning something else to do. So what are you looking to?
I want to do retail management right now, but then like later on in the future, I'll actually open my own daycare. So, cause like I like dealing with kids.
I gotta make sure we put some Woodhaven soccer flies in the
no
daycare.
problem. I'll have like Woodhaven everywhere. But yeah, that's my overall goal. Is just to own my own daycare. But like right when I got out of college, I'm hoping to get into like retail management, into like the clothing stores.
You could start selling some Woodhaven merchandise.
I'm doing that.
But again, you can tweet your questions to FC Woodhaven or email us at info@woodhavensoccer.com. You know, why don't you talk again about the girls? Now, you've had the girls from the developmental league, your U8 team. The progress that you've seen with them. Now talk as an assistant coach where, because again, you've known them a lot longer than JP has.
Yes, I actually have. Yeah, like in developmental league, we had issues with the passing. We have issues with like the communication on the field. With like a lot of one person will take the ball and start bringing it all the way up, and they like now I noticed even yesterday we're doing the small sided games. I noticed that like they're able to see it now. Like they're able to pass the ball, knowing they're doing like little plays, like they're doing the crossovers and understanding the whole point of it. They're not just sitting there and running around behind someone saying pass it to me. They're not just standing around. They're not also like
Yeah,
bunching
I
up.
mean, they are definitely learning how to play. And I
Yeah.
said it a couple weeks ago. They were our most successful team
Yes,
that
yeah.
ever started in travel.
First season, and well, they tied and they won every game.
They went 7-1-1. But again,
Yeah.
2-8, we don't keep score.
I
I mean,
know,
we don't
you
keep
know.
standings.
We don't keep standing,
The
but
parents do keep score,
I keep
but-
score.
you know.
But like even so, like that's actually like it's actually really good that they keep still like how they like improved from developmental. Like I did not expect them to be to be undefeated, and then when I saw that, I was like, wow, they really improved from
Yeah,
developmental
you know,
to this.
and again, and that's why we tell parents with the developmental league with our pre-travel teams, we put them in a developmental league, and we preparing them for travel.
Yes.
Now I think they lost every game.
Yes, we actually did
You
not
know.
do great in developmental league.
Right.
But then again, like
But they were playing against boys.
and they were also a year up. And
Right.
I think they played
Yeah.
a year up. So that's actually prepares them also because like when you're playing a year up, it's actually harder for you sometimes.
Right.
So you're actually preparing them more so by doing that. And like I said, like they learned a lot. They learned more about the ball control, the passing, moving the ball up and down the field, like around stuff, to having them just bunch in and just following each other. That's
Yeah,
they
no,
stopped
and
that.
again, the getting the ball wide, and
Yeah.
basically they're playing soccer.
Yeah, now yeah,
which is great.
exactly.
You know, and that's why again you had them in the developmental league,
Yes.
and again it was a little bit of a struggle for you because a lot of them you had when they were young,
Yes.
and again you were trying to separate that relationship you had with them when they were
Yeah.
young to now. Listen, I'm a coach now, and this is what we're trying to do. And again, you did a great job as far as doing that.
Thank you.
But you know what? The girls are maturing.
Yes, they are.
They, first of all, every single girl on that team loves the game.
Yes, they do.
You
They're
know,
excited for all the time.
and which is great because now they're coming to training. They know they have to put the work in, and you know everyone knows. You know, Christine's my stepdaughter, and the living room is constantly cones all over the place, and she's dribbling in and out of the cones. So the girls are starting to know that this is what they want to do. It's travel now, putting the work in, and you know what? They're improving. But again, it started from the developmental league
Yes.
with you know, trying to get that structure there. You know, which goes into now the boys U7 opening up this weekend. Their first travel game is Sunday against the Brooklyn Italians. And that is a team where that team's loaded with talent.
Oh,
Loaded. That team is loaded from top to bottom. All right. But again, they struggled in the developmental league.
Yeah.
And it's difficult when you're trying to tell parents, listen, it's not about the winning and the losing.
Yeah, no.
And we understand it's tough. We
Yeah.
know parents don't like to see their kid lose.
No, yeah, no one does.
And the players don't like to lose. But, you know, we have to try the positive reinforcement. And we're definitely looking forward to the U7s this weekend as they open up.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know what they're going to do what the girls did last season.
I have faith in them. Like I said, it's not about the winning and losing. Like you could just tell as like the group. Like I said, even if the girls would have lost every game in the travel thing, I would see the improvement. Like I tell even my development team, like I don't care if we lost the game. I just care of how you guys played.
Right.
Like if I see them just
You know,
not,
and unfortunately, you understand that. I understand that.
Yeah.
The club understands that. You know, it's very difficult with the parents because, again, it's
Yeah.
a lot of things, and it's not just soccer. Just everything is, you know,
and when
winning
it's
and
competitive,
losing.
yeah. Like I'm very competitive too, but like you see, sometimes the coaches get.
Well, again, not to go backwards, but with the Wildcats, your old team, and
Oh, yeah.
like I said, there were times where, you know, it's
Yeah.
I know exactly how that feels. You know, and that's one thing. No one can say to me, I did not put everything I had
Yeah,
into coaching that team.
he did. He did.
You know, but yeah, with the U7s, we're very excited to get them going, and to see Gianni out there and Jonah out there and Robbie. I mean, the whole team, Jonathan. I mean, it's. I'm not going to be able to see their first game.
No.
You know, I won't be able to make it to their first game, but hopefully they'll do well. I definitely know they're going to compete. And again, in the developmental league, they played kids that were almost 2 years older.
Exactly, they played up, and like I said, when you're playing up, it's harder because they're bigger than you,
Right.
and they're maybe stronger than you. You know, their pass might be a little farther away. You know, so Yeah, exactly. So they played 2 years up. They should be more prepared now when they go to someone their own age.
Right. So that'll definitely be exciting to see. So again, how'd you feel making your debut on Kicking It with FC Woodhaven?
I actually liked it.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty interesting. Cool.
Well, next week, what we're going to do next week is we're working on a guest for next week, but we're definitely going to recap our boys U13 game against South Huntington. Again, we're going to wish them luck. They have their state cup game. U11s are opening up their season. And again, we just talked about the U7s. So we'll be able to give all that feedback for next week. So once again, thank you for joining us. This was Kicking It with FC Woodhaven live. And we'll see you next Wednesday at 7:30. Good night.